Hey guys, welcome to Cinematographs. A few weeks ago I watched Fargo, the movie, not the show. I'm kind of a rookie when it comes to the Coen brothers. I've only seen one other film of theirs, that being No Country for Old Men. But I have to say, after seeing Fargo, I'm adding more of their work to my watch list. Fargo is a neo-noir crime film set in snowy Fargo, North Dakota, about a man who pays these two guys, one of them weirdly resembling Ryan Gosling, to kidnap his wife in hopes that his boss, aka his wife's father, would pay the ransom and he would get most of the money and everyone would live happily ever after. And obviously, stuff goes wrong. Most of the narrative follows the scheme playing out, with Frances McDormand's character, Marge, attempting to solve the case. And you know what? This film is great. Fargo explores the concept and consequences of greed without ever waving it around in your face, turning it into some big philosophical story. You don't have to search very far to recognize these themes, but the actual plot is never lost in them. The Coens seem to know how to do everything they need to do in order to make a picture work. The story plays out exactly how it needs to, and while there is nothing earth-shattering going on, every shot does feel perfectly crafted and fits right into the setting. The snow, the costumes, the dialogue, the exaggerated Minnesotan accent, it all makes you feel like you are a part of Fargo, and it's giving you a big warm hug while slapping you in the face at the same time. It's realistic, but not overly so in the way that it becomes gritty. I find myself feeling nostalgic for the location, even though I've never even been there. And the characters specifically. The Coens add these minor quirks to their characters that reveal more about their personality than anything else. This dynamic going on between Frances McDormand and William Macy is unmatched, like how one is clueless and the other has a clue but just doesn't know how to handle it. The conversations may just be my favorite part of the film, actually, even if it's a little interaction with a character who will never appear again. They're riddled with this subtle humor and sense of normalcy that juxtaposes the very inhumane acts that are happening at the same time. If I'm being honest, I probably gasped like 5 times watching this film, even in the parts that I knew were gonna happen because they're literally in the description of the movie. There's always a, so this happens, but what if we introduce this element into that scene, and then this element, and then that character? Yet the story remains focused, never bringing in something completely out of left field. It more so all unravels itself naturally. It's just a good film. I would go as far as to say that it's close to perfect, but I need to watch it again before making a bold statement like that. Also, even if you have zero interest in any of these characters, which I don't think is possible, they're just funny. I can't tell if a character is ever being genuine because of the accent they're putting on. It's the same feeling you get when you watch an actor have to act as a bad actor. It's carefully rehearsed, but real. I can really only compare this film to No Country because that's the only other Coen brothers film I've seen. If I were to argue about what's better, I would say that one is apples and the other is oranges, but I do see similar elements here and there, and these two are both some of their pretty popular works, so whatever. As a film, No Country does more overall. I mean this in terms of the story, cinematography, performances, etc., and not that Fargo is lacking in any of these areas. No Country is obviously a lot heavier, which you can feel the weight of in its themes, but Fargo is simple, enjoyable, and refreshing, and that isn't a bad thing. The entire viewing experience is not light, there are violent moments, but by the end you can still feel as if there's good in the world. And you don't need to be in any certain mood to watch Fargo, it's more of an everyday film than No Country. My overall rating is a 9 out of 10, but it would be an 8.5 or even an 8 if it wasn't for Frances McDormand. Her performance as Marge really is that good. She makes the character feel real and sweet, like if the end of the world was coming, she would be the last person to lose faith in humanity. In the end, when she speaks to Grimsrud, it's like a disappointed mom is talking to her child over breaking a vase or something like that. It made me feel as if I was the one being scolded. If there's anything you should remember about this film, it is Marge. So while Fargo is not a movie that ends up changing lives, it is a good one and it makes you feel good. If you haven't seen it yet, I would make a little mental note to put it on your watch list.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Is that useful to you?
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.